Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Howard Neiman. You see a black screen. This is intentional, not one of my live broadcasting errors. Because we are in the dark as a nation. And it's bizarre. It's like a Fellini movie. Imagine, if you will, a world run by psychopaths whose only intention is to control the world, control every aspect of human life, tax you to death, find reasons to take things away from you that you pay for, your own enslavement. You have entered the globalist zone, where the globalists take away all of your property, where they destroy your mind, where life is actually fiction and reality is something that nobody understands or actually experiences because they're living what they're seeing every day on television and in the mass media. Alright, that was just being dramatic. But it's true. I mean, my God, I don't know. I did that literally. It just came to my mind as we went to break and I had the clip there. But it really does. I'm going to use that clip a lot. I got it handy now. It's just outrageous. I mean, truly outrageous that we are subjected to these Bilderberg elitists controlling everything. And as I was outraged, and I mentioned it last night on last night's broadcast about this whole thing with Common Core education. I mean, this is just getting out of control. Now, my son, I had mentioned this, goes to Oliver Wolcott Technical High School. And now it appears, here I'll show you, the Oliver Wolcott Technical High School is now partnering up with the Community Health and Wellness Center, which is a healthcare facility here in Torrington. And what this is saying is it's a brand new school-based health center. This is what they're doing nationwide, Common Core education. This all Common Core curriculum. God, if I get my son to, if he has the courage, he'll tell you how ridiculous it is to school. As far as that is, as far as the indoctrination and and the people don't even understand it. Thankfully, my son is awake and he's 15 years old. That's a very interesting thing. I hope more children can start to understand the way this world is run and why they don't teach you about the banking system in school, why they don't teach you about the true history of the United States, the true history of the Federal Reserve crime syndicate that's hijacked our government and controls our State Department through the Council on Foreign Relations. These things have to be taught. Well, you can't do that when you own all the school systems and you put so much money into Bill Gates funds vaccines. They're running from the vaccines and this Ebola thing. They're running because they know that when they see the white coats, people die. This is not a joke. The media just treats it as we're conspiracy nuts or whatever. But the statistics don't lie. You know, that's just that's just the truth. So let me go into this thing here. I was really disturbed. You know, my wife freaked out. So this brand new school-based health center will officially open the start of the 2014-15 school year. We are thrilled to offer students easy access to quality health care right here at Oliver Wolcott Tech. How awesome is that? On-site health care. We invite you to read the attached information to learn more about the many services that we offer. And this is just where it gets outrageous. This is a letter from the state of Connecticut to us, the parents. We are pleased to announce this new partnership, right? School-based health centers, SBHCs, are found in high schools throughout Connecticut and the nation. The goal of SBHC is to provide students with easy access to quality medical care while only missing a minimal time from class. Additionally, managing healthcare issues on site at the school helps parents/guardians avoid taking time off from work in order to take their child to off-site appointments. It does sound all wonderful and great and perfectly awesome on the surface, like everything evil in the New World Order does. Everything looks good on the surface, but it's what's below the shine, with the gleaming waxy shine, the slick Madison Avenue shine. It's the grime and the rust, beneath it. And here we go. So the SBHC nurse practitioner and employee of the Community Health and Wellness Center will work in collaboration with the Oliver Wolcott Technical School nurse. It is the goal of the nurse practitioner to work with your child's school nurse and pediatrician in order to provide your child with the best medical care possible. I mean, this is just outrageous. I mean, they're right in there. It's just unbelievable. So the SBHC does not replace, and this is in high bold print. In bold print, they put that. You can see the bold print on the whole thing there. The bold print, they say, this does not replace your child's pediatrician, because they have to make it look like you still have a doctor there that matters. Your pediatrician. This is in addition to that. It's convenient. You can take him there. He can get his vaccinations. He can get all of these things taken care of. I mean, after all, the state knows far better than you as a parent, and they're just trying to help you out here. Well, that's just the situation that it looks like. But let me tell you, this is going to get worse and worse. Listen to this, because it gets worse. I'm still blown away. So they go into this lady's background, who the hell she is, where she became a nurse, etc. All Oliver Wolcott students are eligible to receive medical services provided by the SBHC nurse practitioner during the school day. Please see the enclosed consent form and privacy information. In order for your child to be eligible for SBC health services, the consent form must be signed. So at least obviously they can't force us to do this, and of course we won't, but you have to sign this to be a part of it. So that's, again, this is just how it's just like these little technicalities. Does everybody remember how they lied and they said that you can't go to school if you don't have flu shots? If you don't get your inoculations, they won't allow you in school. That is a lie. It's just not true. They want you to be a perfect little cookie cutter drone that they can control from cradle to grave. And part of it is through the school system and through healthcare. Now they've merged these together nationwide through this Common Core indoctrination. I mean, really, it's just like in the beginning of the show, every show, where you see the scene from Metropolis, where they're all marching to work, the gates open, and the people coming off their shift are just marching home, and the others are marching to work. They're like drones. They're mindless drones. And if you look at the children today in our schools walking around, they walk around, or even in the streets, they're walking around with their eyes in a cell phone, in an iPhone, I mean, the interaction, the personal communication, this is all being destroyed. But they're worried about you having health and not missing school because there's too many days missing from school. And the services that they provide, okay, include prophylactic services. So they are including all these things. Here, I'll give them this little overview here. Your protected healthcare information may be released to other healthcare professionals within the center for purpose of providing you with quality healthcare. Your protected health information may be released to your insurance provider for the purpose of the center receiving payment. So, like, they give you a breakdown of all of these things and your rights. The brochure describes how your protected health information may be used. This is the HIPAA law, okay? But what's really more disturbing is that they're offering condoms, they're offering birth control, they're offering abortion services, if necessary, in the high school? I mean, obviously they wouldn't be doing that there, or would they? I mean, that's just really freaky. But that's what it's all about. It's not just for medical, it's also for, giving them birth control. And this is really what's outrageous about it, because it's health services. I mean, that's what it is. They're going to give you condoms. And this is going around all over the country, and it's the whole idea of the curriculum my son was taught. It talks about how much sex partners you have, how many sex partners you have. This is all Common Core. They teaches you how to use a condom. You know, a 15, 14-year-old kid at the time, I think he was 14, you know, and you know, it just didn't seem right to him to be taught that. I mean, he did actually go to 8 years of Catholic school, and then went to ninth grade, and he was sort of like, this is like soon after the classes started, they started doing these health classes, and they get into this whole thing deeply right away. We got to educate, but it seems as though the system has to educate. I mean, parents don't have any role at all in their children's lives. And you know something? Unfortunately, I think the vast majority of that has become true because parents are very hands-off. I mean, what are these parents leaving their kids in the car to get their nails done or to go to work? At least going to work, she's got nowhere to put them, and she's broke. She works at McDonald's. You can have some pity on the woman, but it's a very crazy thing to do. I left the kid in the park. That was in a park. But honestly, when we were kids, they let us run around anywhere. When I was 7 to 8 years old, I was running around. Weren't you? I mean, people of our age, in our 40s, weren't we running around the neighborhood, 8, 10 years old? And then when it got dark, you had to come home. I mean, tell me that this wasn't America, that we didn't grow up that way, that we didn't have seatbelts, and we slept on the back seat of the car on the way home from grandma's house or whatever, and no car seats. Oh, and it was also terrible. See, everyone thinks they have this false perception. Well, how terrible was it? It wasn't terrible at all. It's terrible now. Everything is a crime. You don't put your seatbelt on, you get a ticket because you're not helping yourself. You're endangering your life. You're endangering your life, so we're going to fine you. I mean, people don't break these things down. They don't think about how much control there is over our society. And this thing with the Oliver Wolkett, it's just, I mean, unbelievable. So you consent to this. Of course, we won't. If you consent to this, these are the services that you're provided with. Listen to this. And of course, I won't. Here's the consent form. Of course, I will not consent to it, just so that you can get a good shot of it. I'll get a close-up so you can see it says Oliver Wolkett Technical High School or whatever. I'm trying to get a good framing there, okay? It says, school-based healthcare services available to students. School, sports, physical exams, nutrition, weight counseling, immunizations, diagnosis and treatment of minor illnesses and injuries, HIV, AIDS, STI education, counseling and testing, reproductive health, education, and services, treatment of acute and chronic health conditions, referrals for specialty care, mental health support and referral for counseling or treatment, lab tests, including pregnancy testing, HIV, STD prevention, including condom availability. Contraceptive services available to female students 13 years and up. Welcome to the New World Order. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Howard Neiman. You see a black screen that nobody understands or actually experiences because they're living what they're seeing every day on television and in the mass media. All right, that was just being dramatic, but it's true. I mean, my God, I don't know. I did that literally. It just came to my mind as we went to break, and I had the clip there. But it really does. I'm going to use that clip a lot. I got it handy now. It's just outrageous. I mean, truly outrageous that this is intentional, not one of my live broadcasting errors. Because we are in the dark as a nation. And it's bizarre. It's like a Fellini movie. Imagine, if you will, a world run by psychopaths whose only intention is to... we are subjected to these Bilderberg elitists controlling everything. And as I was outraged, and I mentioned it last night on last night's broadcast about this whole thing with Common Core education. I mean, this is just getting out of control. Now, my son, I had mentioned this, goes to Oliver Wolcott, control the world, control every aspect of human life, tax you to death, find reasons to take things away from you that you pay for, your own enslavement. You have entered the globalist zone, where the globalists take away all of your property, where they destroy your mind, where life is actually fiction and reality is something